Voting for the lesser of two evils sucks. So, got a couple solutions. 1, have less evil people running for office. Perhaps we attract higher quality applicants by paying a competitive wage. If you have the option of making $100,000 working for the government or $1 million working in the private sector, why would you want to get paid 10 times less? Sometimes the things that you get elected for have term limits as well. So whatever money, even if you thought it was good that you could make, you don't get to make for that long. And what about like career growth? How much more do you make as you stay in the job? Nothing? What a terrible idea. What a terrible pay structure. And you wonder why the people that run for office aren't the best the world has to offer. Well, the pay isn't commensurate with the job, right? So what else could we do to fix the political system? We could fix the way you vote. So right now, if you go and you vote, you write down one name for each position. Well, that's the least amount of data that I could get from you. Why don't instead I get a ton more data from you and get a ranked list? Hey, I want this guy to win, but if I can't get him, give me this guy. And if I can't get that guy, give me this guy. Then when you combine everybody's ranked lists, you can get someone that everyone pretty much likes, their number 2 or their number 3, instead of getting these polarizing candidates, which make it very hard to get consensus, which makes it very hard to get anything passed because you need the agreement of many people. If all you write is the one person that you like the most, well, on one party, the 51% outdoes the 49% of another party, and then we've now elected someone that half the people don't like. But if everyone is their number 2 kind of like the same guy, then you could elect somebody that everyone liked quite a bit, and then they could get things done. It may not have been their first choice, but it could have been everybody's second choice. So a ranked list is going to do a much better job serving the intentions of the voter than a single piece of data. So 200, 300 years ago, when these democracies decided how they would vote, they didn't have the same intellectual knowledge as to what a good voting system would look like, which is why all the political systems tend to just 2 parties, because you get competitive advantage. If you and another party can combine into one, you're going to win a lot more, right? And it's probably not so great that it's nearly impossible for a third party to ever occur, because it's unfair to think that the range of human desire and emotion is filtered into just 2 different styles of belief, party A or party B. It's terrible. So what's the third thing we can do? The first thing was get better candidates. The second thing was have a better voting system. Now the third thing is have better voters, which is dangerous. If you make a voting test that says only qualified, smart enough, intelligent enough to choose between a bad candidate and a good candidate, a person that can see through the bullshit and the lies that all of these candidates like to speak in order to get elected, that's the only person we're going to allow vote. That's a very dangerous test to make. If you do it wrong, you could disadvantage certain socioeconomic groups, certain races, and so the test would have to be written quite well. I would like to say that in all the other areas of life regarding profession, we have been able to make these tests fair. So if you want to be an electrician or a plumber or a hair cutter, you need to get your qualifications and your license, or you're legally not allowed to do these things, right? If electricians didn't require licenses, there'd be a lot more houses burning down, right? So if we've been able to, in other important areas of life, have a good test, which cuts out the stupids from doing bad things, maybe we can do that with voting too. There's people who have never made a good decision for themselves in their life, and now you're letting them work on your democracy. If a person's not qualified to work on cars, you don't want him working on your car. If he's not qualified to work on people as a doctor, you don't want him trying to cure your health problem. Well, then why is it that any idiot with a heart rate is allowed to vote and we think great things are going to happen? In summary, you need better candidates chosen by a better voting system, ordered lists, and it would be great if the people doing the choosing